Good morning, everyone. Welcome to It's All Grady. I'm Denise.
And I'm Marcel.
Hey, guys. Welcome to the channel.
Yeah, welcome to the Homestead, guys.
If you don't know, we are a small family of 3 who moved from the big city to start a homestead.
Yeah, and here we are on 25 acres in north central Arkansas.
Heck yeah, guys.
And we're on the house build portion of our homestead build.
Yeah.
Right? And we're moving like molasses, on a cold winter's day.
All right, so previously on It's All Grady, we were having some issues, you guys.
So here we are again, guys, we had to come up with a solution for concrete that is out of level. Right? And this specific scenario, the concrete is out of level by 3/16 of an inch in the width of the door opening.
We're trying to get the door installed, and on one side, there's a whole lot of space that needs to be filled in order for it to level out.
Yeah, so we reached out to you guys. We got a lot of great recommendations and tips and tricks and things, and we processed a bunch of it. The grout, putting grout underneath it. That was like our first idea, because we do have a product that it's pretty good stuff, right? And you can thin that stuff out just like drywall mud. Right, but I'm concerned that being such a high traffic area, that it will eventually fracture that stuff. And then we'll have crunchies under our door, guys. And it could pulverize enough to where it could settle, and then we could have issues with our door. Then we were left with, our next was shims. Use shims, guys. And we've got the composite shims. And that's a super awesome idea. But I'm left with the same scenario. Like, how do I keep that stuff together, guaranteeing that it's going to stay in place and not shift? Grinding down the concrete would be a very valid way to do it, but we're not trying to do that because there's a commitment level there, right? So we're not ready to make that commitment. So what we came up with was, it was a combination of things. First of all, I was laid up in bed because I was crippled, guys, because I hurt my back. And I was laid up in bed, guys. And Baby Cakes has a brother that makes this fantastic brew here, guys. It's called Fire and Ice. And I was like, I'm put some of this stuff on my back. And we're thinking about Dustin, right? We're like, thanks, Dustin, man. You're going to help my back. And all of a sudden, Dustin sent a message and said, hey, guys, why don't you try this? We're like, what? What is in this stuff? You know what I mean? ESPN.
It's so weird, yeah.
So weird. Dustin reached out to us and suggested the one thing that we had researched and found ourselves. We settled on rubber flashing membrane is what the stuff is called. All right, so this stuff is a rubber membrane. Once again, thanks, Dustin. It's a rubber membrane, guys, that we are going to use anyways to flash the edge of the door. Right? And what we can do is layer this stuff, and it'll give it a little cushion so it can settle into it, and it should stay watertight and should level us up. I'm hoping. And because it's rubber, it's not likely to leak. It's not going to break down on us, right? Not any time soon, right? By then we'll probably put a new door in. Who knows? 100 years from now.
Well, it sounds like a fantastic idea, and I'm really excited that we have a solution, you guys, because the other ones didn't sound like they were going to last as long as this one's going to. Hopefully, we don't have to do any repairs on this door, and we do not have any leaks, but only time will tell what our workmanship will be like in the end. So let's see what Marcel's solution is, you guys, and see how it comes together.
So what we did was we pulled the dimensions on the bottom of the door, right? Because we need to know exactly where the door is going to come out to. Because the threshold goes to the very most outside of the door trim, right? So that last little lip right there is important. So what I've done is I've measured out. We're going to mark that stuff up just like that. We've already done it once, but cleaned it off somehow. So what we're gonna do is use this stuff right here. Right? We're gonna have to clean up that edge. So we got a nice flat edge. Maybe not, I could just flap that up like that. So what our idea is, guys, is we're going to put this stuff down just like this. We're gonna run it all the way across. We're gonna run it up this side. That's going to make a nice tight water seal right here. We'll flap it over, we'll stick more over here and make sure we got a watershed because we'll be going all the way up the jam, all the way up the jam. We will be doing the header as well. We'll cut some of that stuff in. We'll probably just, I don't know, this stuff is 6 inches, so this is 3.5 inches. I don't know, we'll figure it out, you know what I mean? So, but anyways, we're gonna set this first one, guys. We're gonna cut it in, set it in. We'll use a 5-in-1, get it in there nice and tight and up on this edge here, and then we'll cut it and flap it over, and then that's our first piece. Then I'm going to take my level, guys, and I'm gonna set it on this corner and lift it to level over here, and we'll take our next piece and we'll slide it until it bumps the level on the bottom, guys. Once it bumps that level, bam, that's where I cut it. Dang! All right, stick that sucker down. Then we're gonna do it again. Because every time we build it up, we're gonna have it slide a little less. And it's going to like pyramid to this end. And because it's a rubber membrane, in my mind, it will compress into the rubber and make a nice solid seal. It's not gonna be like wood staggered or something, because it will have the give that's going to be required to like make a seal. And then we're gonna caulk the edge anyways, right? And then I'm hoping this is a good idea. It seems like a good idea, doesn't it? I should write this in a song. You know what I mean? Maybe I shouldn't. All right, guys, enough with the games. You know what I mean? I'm gonna keep it back just a little bit, baby cakes, from our line, right? Because then that gives caulking a place to fill in as well, which is going to be equally as important. All right, we won't get too crazy there yet because we want to make sure that we get it all lined up nice and even here. Yeah, just like that. See that? Slide it until it bumps hard.
That's hard.
Okay. We'll call it 32. We'll call it 32.25. I know it doesn't necessarily, it's not necessarily for this, but it's not a bad idea to stick that adhesive down a little bit, especially because it's not super warm today. You know what I'm saying? All right. We'll go down here and line it up nice. All right, then we can go all the way. Good?
Yep.
Okay. This right here. Really? That isn't very good at all. Good? Will that end up? Yep. What I'm gonna try to do is line it up down here first, baby cakes. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll just go here now. We'll put 1, whatever that is, we'll put that in. That'll give a little mushy mush, yeah? We'll just call it 5.5. We'll cut it at 5.5 inches. All right, ready for this? Look at that. Sweet. Because it was like that, baby cakes. Look, here, put the camera on it now.
That's without,
That's without.
and that's with it.
That's with it.
Awesome.
Sweet. So what we'll do now, oh God. I don't know how to play, guys. I'm gonna learn now. So we'll put the jams on. Remember, we didn't do it on the windows because we actually have a vinyl flap that goes to the outside. On this door, we do not. It has a trim already installed. It just fits over top of this. So we're gonna go ahead and rubber flash this because we got it. You know what I'm saying? But for the moment, guys, I gotta do other things. Because everything else will continue to seal outside and be shedding out. Now.
Well, how awesome.
This here is a one-shot deal to get this correct. Once we set this thing, we want to move it as little as possible. The nice thing is now it's flush. It's not like we'll be able to overset it and then have to correct it. Because when we set it down on here, it should set evenly, right? So when we set the door, we're going to set it up as close as we can to the spot to where it's going to go, and then we tip it into place. Because you don't want to slide it. If you have to slide it, if we don't push the jam in far enough and tip it into place correctly and we have to slide it, it can ruin the seal, right? Because it'll just push the caulking out of the way. Alright, man, hold on a second. Let me cock this thing. Alright, it's calling for 3 3/8 continuous. We'll go continuous. Always reminds me of mayonnaise. You know what I mean?
Why it's clear.
The smell.
Oh.
All right.
Yeah, it does smell like mayonnaise.
Told you. All right, this is going to be the hard parts in here. We got to, looks pretty centered up. Gage, you're going to have to kind of pick that up and get it on the end, on the nose, because we don't want it to have to slide in.
Wait.
Yay?
Yep,
Set it down?
yep, slowly.
How do you like that? You like that? Good?
Before we get super crazy, we'll only do just these few screws. And then when we're done, that way if we mess up, we can just switch to this hole next. But if we zapped all the holes in, then we would be SOL. So what we got to do now is this side. Way wrong here.
Yeah, no. That's no bueno. It's something in the middle because the bottom and the top are good.
Oh my goodness, you guys, the door is finally in.
It is.
It
The
is.
door is in. We're going to find some adjustments here and there. Like we got a good reveal all the way around this bad mamma jamma, but that bottom is tight. Right? So we're going to have to try to find some adjustments on that. But other than that, like I'm
It is
happy.
in.
The door is in. And the bottom, sealing it up like that or raising up the elevation like that was perfect. Worked out great. We leveled it up and then we put our caulking on, right? Then we set the door and we shimmed it up and screwed it off after it was all leveled and squared and everything, right? I even got to the door handles, guys, and the deadbolt. Huh? Bam! We got to make sure all this stuff fits and everything, and then we can disassemble it again and prime and paint it. But we may be put out on that for a minute. Just depends on what the weather's like, guys. I'd at least like to get it primed up to protect it if we can, but if we can't, we'll just have to deal with it.
All right, well, we'll have to look at the weather to see if we can get that squeezed in. I'm excited to put the paint on. It's gonna look good, you guys.
I'm not trying to, like, copyright or anything. But it totally changes the feel up in this, guys. Totally changes the feel because there's, like, no wind.
It does change the feel of things.
Yeah, like I don't feel the wind.
Yeah.
And when the blocks get warmed up tomorrow, it will radiate inside of here much longer now. So that's sweet.
It's been pretty cold, so it'll be nice to have a draft-free area that we could come to.
Yeah.
And then we'll be moving on to some new steps with the build. Who knows where we're gonna go from here, you guys? It's baby steps with us.
I think we're gonna wrap up the walls. We're gonna finish them up real quick because all we gotta do is fasten the walls, and I'm just gonna muscle through it, guys. I know it's gonna be crazy looking on camera. It's not as crazy as it looks on camera. I'll have the gauge down there to catch me if I fall. You know what I mean? But I haven't fallen yet, knock on wood. That's fiberglass. I'll find some wood later to knock on. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, that's an exciting next step to get into.
Yeah, so we got lots of stuff. We've been talking about it for quite a while. You know, we got septic. Yeah, huge thing, guys. We got to get some power into here because we're currently running extension cords, right? And the only reason we're running extension cords right now, guys, is because I ran the power into the other house. So we salvaged a bunch of the stuff that we from the demo, right? So I salvaged a panel and all the wire and all that stuff, guys. So I don't think I have enough wire to get us to the house, but we'll figure that part out. The panel's good, the breakers are good, everything's ready to rock and roll. We even got wire that we can start wiring this thing up a little bit and get some juice in here.
Heck yeah, that'd be cool.
You know? We don't want to put the cart before the horse though, guys, you know, like we actually don't even know where the horse is supposed to go right now. You know what I mean? Somewhere's in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is really exciting. I am just, with each step, it just is, I'm speechless, you guys. We're building our own house and wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm this close to being able to sit on my couch too.
Yeah.
So like I like to prioritize things, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And my neighbor said the other day, he goes, "Oh my goodness, guys, this is your third winter." And I was like, holy. Now that doesn't mean 3 years.
No, but
Well, we did get here in July, you know, 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, 2 years and 4 months or whatever. So
yep.
whatever, man. Yeah. I need to get a door on before the first snow flies. Seriously. And we got some freezers, you know, some freezing temperatures coming and stuff. So I'm glad I got this dealt with. We can store some stuff in here and probably not have to worry about it freezing. We can address some other stuff like you did today. Yeah?
So we recently found out that our camper is leaking. So I went ahead and cleaned the roof so we can address some of those issues up there. We're not sure exactly where it's coming from. It does appear that some of the caulking or whatever they used up there is kind of cracking. So maybe Marcel can see where we need to address some of those issues.
Yeah. So long story short, guys, is Baby Cakes had to go up there and clean. So she used a blower up there and blew that roof off, and then she used a scrubber with the hose and scrubbed that roof off. And now we can clearly identify where some of our issues are coming from, right?
Yeah.
Because that's going to be important. Once it's too late, it's too late. And it's already been too late a couple times.
Yeah.
We've leaked in there a couple times.
Yeah.
So one time was before the rain, guys. I think that we were dealing with some kind of compressor issues then, like it froze up and then dripped in.
Yeah, from the air conditioning.
Yeah, because we had a Bunka-Lunka filter, right? At least that's what I have in my mind, because then it rained and it never happened again. But then we got that one. But it was after we got beat up by all them acorns.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I could be making stuff up. You know what I mean? It's happened. But we'll figure it out, or we'll be chasing leaks, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that we could probably just safely go around all of it and, I don't know, address issues where we see there's major cracking and go from there.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. It's really not a good idea, guys, to seal over top of a bad sealer. It's not. Most of that stuff, guys, is silicone, and you can't get the new to stick to the old. So it's like one bad idea after another. Usually you'll go in and we'll have to scrape it up, which is probably what we'll
End up having to do.
end up having to do in the end, because you just kind of have to do it. Now, it doesn't mean you necessarily have to clear the whole area,
Right.
but you may have to remove some of it. And we'll figure that out, you know. We got tools for that.
Okay.
Grinders with wheels and... Come on, man. It's time to wrap this thing up, Baby Cakes.
If you guys are enjoying our content, please be sure to give us a big thumbs up.
Bam!
Ring that notification bell.
Heck yeah, man. If you do that, guys, they'll let you know when our videos are up, yeah?
Share our videos.
That's what I do. You guys know it. I brag about it. I tell you about it. I'm like, I say it so much, I might get it like a poster that says it. I don't know. We'll see.
Be sure to subscribe if you have not already.
I would, man, because now the door is in, guys, right? So like there's a lot of opening and closing that's going to be required to go through this door. You know what I mean? And out. So if you subscribe now, then you'll be subscribed. You know what I mean?
All right, you guys.
Thanks for watching.
We'll see you on the next one.
Bye.
Peace.
Bye. We got a door.